Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Team Eagle Zoom, our regular Monday evening call. Happy to see so many of you joining us this evening. As most of you know, we are Mick and Jenny Daly, living in the beautiful mountains of Colorado. We still have no snow, but we are praying that it's going to be a white Christmas, so we still have a week to go. We shall see. So, unfortunately, Mick could not join us this evening. He had a very important meeting that he had to attend, but the show must go on, right? Especially as tonight is the very last Team Eagle Zoom of 2017. And I'm very excited to introduce our speaker this evening too. But before we do that, let us take a look at the contest. As you know, every month, all our reps are awarded points according to the various activities that help you build your business. And hopefully you can see the business building contest here, the Road to Phoenix. Our next conference is in Phoenix in April. And it's a very close race at the moment. We have several people, in fact, we have 6 people sharing the 8th place. A lot of new names on the leaderboard as well, which is always exciting. And you'll notice also that in joint first place, we have Trisha Jameson, who is in Spokane, Washington, sponsored by Blue Russ in Flagstaff, Arizona, together with Garth Taylor in Weatherford, Texas. So they are only 20 points ahead of the 3rd place, so anything can happen in the next 2 weeks. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this all pans out over the next couple of weeks. Okay, so having said that, let us move on to tonight's call. You may have noticed at the bottom of that screen on the contest that the winner of our contest last month was in fact Amanda Schneider, and Amanda is our speaker, our trainer this evening. So let me tell you a little bit about Amanda. She lives in Tempe, Arizona with her husband Paul and their 3 boys, Zach, Erin, and Grayson, and their 2 dogs, Oreo and Lily. They've all been to visit us here in Colorado. We've also been to visit them many times too in Arizona. I know that recently they moved into a larger house because of their growing family. Now, Amanda's been taking Juice Plus for almost 6 years and been intentionally working the business for the last 3. She is currently a senior sales coordinator, pushing hard to get to QNMD, that is qualifying national marketing director, one of the top leadership positions with our company. As a former classroom teacher of middle school and high school kids, she believes in the power of education and connection. And these days, she loves working from home. She is grateful that she's found her life's passion and purpose through educating and empowering people through the Juice Plus mission of inspiring healthy living around the world. And tonight, she's going to share with us how to build your business through the power of events. Now, when Mick and I joined this company, 27 years ago now, I remember we were told that although everybody who goes to conference doesn't necessarily become a national marketing director, anybody who aspires to become a national marketing director definitely goes to conference. Back in those days, we had, I think, 3 conferences every year. Now, things have changed a lot over the years. These days, not only do we have a conference, which is really the Super Bowl of our Juice Plus events in the spring and the fall, but we also have boot camps, we have summits, we have regionals, we have Facebook parties, Zoom chats, 3-way phone calls. You know, all these are events. So, Amanda, over to you to share with us how to build your business through the power of events.
Thank you, Jenny, for that wonderful introduction. I actually created a PowerPoint to go along with what I was going to train on tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's go ahead and do that. Can everybody see that? Thumbs up, power of events?
Good.
Awesome. All right. So when I took a look at this, events are twofold. Events, the power behind the events. Sorry, I have a dog clawing at my door, not kids right now. The power of events are for you and for your guests. So breaking it down for you, they are so important because they help build belief in what I've heard and what I call the 4 pillars of this business. So the first pillar is the Juice Plus products. Our Juice Plus capsules and chewables are complete, our Tower Garden, and now our new Omega Blend. They also help with a second pillar, the Juice Plus company, the company behind and the company that we've paired with as representatives. Attending events help build our belief in the company behind us. Thirdly, the Juice Plus virtual franchise. It's a part of network marketing among other types of business structures, but for me personally, I needed a lot of development in my belief in network marketing because I was a huge skeptic when I joined. And then finally, we need events to build our belief in ourselves. This is a huge personal development business if you want to succeed and get to the top. And personal development is a huge part of that, and you get a lot of that by attending events. Another reason for attending events is experiencing our community. Our Juice Plus community is inspiring, it's positive. You know, we're in business for ourselves, but we're not in business by ourselves. And I can't tell you how many events I have gone to by myself. No team, no guests. I show up by myself. Honestly, I feel like a loser, but I go. And I leave that event pumped up, feeling good, you know, like connect with other people and knowing that I'm in the right place at the right time. So events are extremely powerful for you as the representative. Secondly, they're powerful for your guests, your family, your friends, people that you meet. Getting them to an event is that third-party validation. Your only job or work is to get them there, to invite them, to get them there. Let the person doing the event take it from there and do the educating. There's something in the psychology behind that third-party validation. They could be your best friend who has known you forever, and you're talking about Juice Plus, just goes over their head. And then they can listen to a complete stranger and get it. I'm not sure what it is about that, but getting your family and friends to events is paramount to getting them turned on to the product. So let's look at types of events. Filling your calendar. You want to fill your calendar with different types of events. And so I like to think of this, and I've heard of this, as the big rocks, pebbles, and sand. So think of your calendar as a jar. You want to put those big rocks in. When I first joined the company, I heard that, you know, choose one Juice Plus conference. They're now called JP Live events. We have 2 a year. We have one in April and we have one in October. In April, they're typically on the West Coast. In October, they're typically on the East Coast. We happen to be having one here in my hometown this coming April, so we are definitely building big for that one here. But these conferences are huge. There are 6,000 to 8,000 people that attend. The excitement is huge. The positive feelings that you feel are great. We come out with new product launches. Our Juice Plus Omega Blend came out in October. They announced that. New research studies are announced. They are really a place to get to. So if you can put one of those Juice Plus live events into your calendar, that's fantastic. We also have boot camps around the region. Around our country. I typically, myself, I'm trying to get to, let me rephrase that. I am going to National Marketing Director and beyond. So I've committed to going to a couple of boot camps a year. They're all different. They're put on by Juice Plus representatives. They are national marketing directors, many of them 100 Club, extremely successful in this business. So whereas corporate puts on the JP Live events, boot camps are actually put on by representatives just like you and me who have really made it in this business, and there's some phenomenal trainings. So whereas JP Live events have 6,000 to 8,000 people, our boot camps will have around 200 people. So it's a totally different feel, equally as impactful, totally different experience. So those are your big rocks that you kind of want to put into your calendar. Secondary to that are the pebbles. So these are inspiring healthy living events. We used to call them, I'm drawing a blank on that, but when we have our health professionals come in and do lectures, our wellness presentations, like Prevention Plus, there it is. Now we're calling them Inspiring Healthy Living. And so these are the doctors that come in, the nurses, different healthcare professionals, they come in and do a lecture. These are put on by our local co-ops, which are local leaders in our community. And we also, those co-ops put on regional trainings. So those are typically, at least in my region, a Friday night event, which is an Inspiring Healthy Living, followed by a Saturday training on the business, different various aspects of that. So those happen, you know, multiple times during the year, sometimes monthly if you're lucky, sometimes quarterly, different things like that. And then finally, we have the SAND. Those are your in-home events. Those are personally that, you know, you and your local team put on. Wine and wellness, salad in a jar parties, a taste of shred. You can do Zoom events. I know Nicole Helmstetler and I have buddied up, and we do monthly Shred 10 Zoom calls, expanding your options, and also our Freedom Revolution launch calls we're doing for each other. You can do Facebook events, coffee dates, play dates, three-way conversations with people. Anything where you're having a conversation about Juice Plus counts as one of those, you know, smaller events. So how do you find events in your area? You, so for the big rocks, you can find those on your website. If you look on your outside website under the Juice Plus business, next to it is Juice Plus Live, you can find the details of the upcoming conference. You can also go into your Juice Plus virtual office. There's this new interface under events, which I just encountered today preparing for this event. This is only going to be as good as the people that are contributing to it by posting events. You can sometimes post, or I'm sorry, find boot camps and other events there. You can look to your Facebook group for your state or your area. Those are going to be your pebbles. So those are going to be your regionals, your Inspiring Healthy Living events. Here in Arizona, my local group is Juice Plus Arizona events. You know, Colorado has Juice Plus Colorado, Juice Plus Southern California. It just depends on kind of where you are. So if you search for JP Plus, you know, whatever area is events, you should find something, a public group that's open to you. And you can always check with your upline for more information. They can help you find it. And then finally, if you have a local team Facebook group, those are for your more local individualized events. So let's talk about inviting to events. There's 4 things that I really think about. You want to make it personal. You know, it's hard in a lot of cases to get on the phone, but if you can make a phone call, if they can hear it in your voice, that's really going to make a difference. You could also do a Facebook Messenger audio clip, personal selfies, post them up to YouTube and share that. There's different ways. Those are the best outcomes. But whatever way that you want to connect with those people, as long as you can make it personal and say, I thought of you because. Secondly, you want to come from the heart. We sometimes get so much in our head, like, what are they going to think of me? You know, different things like that. Instead of that, think of this, we have a gift to share with them. So think about, what do I love and appreciate about this person, and why do I want to share it with them? Okay. Nicole, I hope your screen has moved on. Okay, cool. So you want to definitely come to the heart, because when you come from that heart, they can hear that. If you're coming from hesitation, that's going to come across. So whatever you need to do, put on a, loud music that inspires you. Think about all of the wonderful changes that have happened in your life, those types of things. Get into that heart space before you make that phone call. And then also you can take the pressure off. If you're inviting him to an event, say, you know what, we're not going to ask you to buy anything or do anything. Leave your wallet at home. I just want you to hear the information. And then you can also say, I have no idea if this is for you or not, but I thought of you because. So take that pressure off and say, you know what, this isn't going to be a sales situation. I just want you to hear the information. And that really goes a long way. And then finally, no mass invitations. I don't know about you, but I have been invited to so many Facebook parties and groups without even being invited. And subconsciously, as much as I love my friends, they haven't asked my permission, and I won't put as much, priority to that. And so I think it's, those mass invitations can be a waste of your time, and then you can also lose respect for yourself and for your business in those cases, because so many people are doing that. So keep it personal, keep it authentic, and you're going to go a lot farther. So resources. These are a couple, and I'm going to share. I'm hoping this is going to come across. My favorite for pretty much everything is the mission-driven model. So if you go there, I hope you come along to me with this website, missiondrivenmodel.info. If you go down to building your customer base and events, there are a ton of resources on here. So if you need some training on Zoom, on Facebook events, different things like that, but a couple things that I want to highlight quickly here because we're limited time. There's a whole bunch of, templates that you can use to create your own event invitations. But these videos here are wonderful. Because of time, I'm not going to play them. But the art of inviting, some great resources. She's from Canada, so it's a little bit different for how we do things here, but you can still get a lot of good resources. And then if you haven't seen Stacy Joy, Butts and Seats training, it's wonderful. It's about 30 minutes, but well worth it. This event inviting verbiage is wonderful, especially if you're new to the business and you're not feeling really comfortable. This gives you a starting point. You can kind of look through for whatever event you're inviting to. Start with that verbiage, make it personable, make it authentic, tailor it to you. From there, creating a good, short, brief product story. Follow up. I love this. This is something that I still struggle with, is following up after an event. And so these 3 questions. What did you like best? Does it make sense to you? Would you like to get started? These are some great reminders for finishing up and following up with that conversation. So there's a sample presentation if you don't have an upline that can train you on those. And then there's a whole bunch of presentations that are ready to go, and in most cases, scripts to go with them. So that is on mission-driven model.
Hey, Amanda, I hate to interrupt you.
It didn't
such a
share.
wonderful job. Can you hear me?
I can. I'm just saying it didn't share.
It's not sharing. I just wanted you to know that. So just remind people, I think what they're looking at right now is where they should go to see everything that you've just described.
Thank you. Do you see a different screen now?
Yes, we do.
Okay, I'm learning. Sorry, I haven't switched between a prepresentation. So,
No
this
worries.
is mission-driven model. We can go through. I can answer questions afterwards. But all right, thank you. All right, so I'm going to stop share. I'm learning not to share these things from a PowerPoint presentation. All right, another great place to go. I'm going to just speed things up because I just saw the time. Eric Worre's got some great tips. If you want to get more into, professional invitation skills, Eric Worre is a great resource. So I'm seeing another chat here. Let me look. Okay, thank you, Nicole. You can help me figure out how to do this next time. So I'm going to go to this source here. Thank you for your patience with my technical difficulties. So hopefully you're going to see this new screen, Eric Worre's 8 Steps to a Professional Invitation.
Yep.
Awesome. So this is Eric Worre's book, GoPro Skills, and this takes his step of professional invitation and breaks it down. It's a very user-friendly group. You can see short video clips, run through different examples. So if you want to get more into this type and learning more about this professional process, this is a great invitation, and I can post that link below. So this is a great resource as well. I found that anything that helps with giving me a place to start with verbiage is extremely helpful. So I want to start wrapping it up and ask you the question. Uh-oh. Are you guys able to see that?
Nope.
Let's go. Yeah. 2. All right, let me go down here. All right, what is the story you tell yourself? Let's go. Stop share. Share screen. Nicole, you and I have some work to do. All right, can you guys see? What is the story you tell yourself?
Yep.
All right, let me go back here. Okay, so it's really important when you're inviting somebody. We get a lot of no's, we get a lot of no answers, different things like that. And what you tell yourself and what you put out there is so important. So instead of saying, you know what, they didn't answer, they're not interested. What if you tell yourself, you know what, they're really busy like I am, maybe they would appreciate a quick reminder. Instead of, you know what, they said no, they can't attend this event, so they're definitely not interested. What if you said, you know what, they really already have something going. It's important, they're not available at this time. And don't find any other meaning to that. Instead of, you know what, they said they don't have time because they have to go walk their dog. You know, I move things around, I make a priority of this, so they're definitely not interested. What if you tell yourself, you know what, they don't know what I know. Therefore, they don't have that priority placed on learning this information yet. So my point is, we don't know what people are going through. Why not create a positive story for ourselves? The fortune is in the follow-up. Unless they tell me they're specifically not interested, I will continue to follow up. I will continue to invite. Because we have a gift to share with people. They may not know it, but until they open up and learn what we have, you know, this is an unwrapped present. And here are some statistics. I'm not sure about how current they are, but there's a pretty big, significant pattern here. And myself, I know that I was one of those really, really small numbers. I got it right away. I signed up right away. I wanted to share right away. The majority of my customers, the majority of my team are not like me. It takes a lot of exposures. It takes a lot of follow-up. It takes a lot of checking in, but it is so worth it. So when you invite somebody to an event, the invitation is starting a conversation. It's up to you to finish that conversation. Will it be, if they attend the event, following up with those 3 questions? If they can't attend the event, is it following up with, that's fine, I know you're busy. If I sent you a 2-minute video, would you watch it? Again, the power of events is huge, and it's up to us and the gift that we have to put that out there, and that's, you know, the benefit that we get both financially, emotionally, and, you know, for me, I find so much fulfillment in getting this across to people. So, thank you. If anybody has any questions, I can take those.
Awesome, Amanda. Great job. Really.
Fantastic job, Amanda.
Sorry about the technical glitches there.
No, don't worry about that. You know, I think it's important that everybody realizes you do not have to be perfect in this business, because
No.
if we're too polished, other people will look at us and say, you know what, she's so good, but I don't think I could do what she's doing. And this is a business of duplication. Talking of which, at the outset, you said you've been to so many events on your own when your guests didn't show up. I tell you, you are duplicating your upline, because all those years ago, Mick and I went to so many conferences on our own. But you know what? We just kept on showing up. And today, of course, we have a big team. So it will happen to everybody. Another nugget I picked up there was to keep it personal. Back in the day, when Dr. Misha Ray made her first audio tape, and that dates us, we figured, okay, we'll just order 100 of those and mail them out, and the phone's going to be ringing off the hook. Well, of course, that didn't happen, because mass mailings typically don't work. It's the personal touch that counts. So let's open this up. Any comments, any questions? Don't forget, you will have to unmute yourselves. Hover the cursor down to the bottom left-hand corner of your screen to unmute. Any comments, questions?
I really appreciate the reframing of the thoughts when they know that the way we talk to ourselves in this talk is super important, and I really appreciated those reframing statements.
Absolutely. It's such a, you know, when you make that invitation to an event, you're putting yourself out there personally. And it's hard sometimes. It's, you know, I get so many, you know, no responses to where I'm like, just, you can say no, it's okay. So yeah, we make up the stories, we create our reality. And why do we always, you know, lean towards the negative? It's most often they're so busy, they overlooked it. So
yeah,
why not err on the side of positivity?
It's hard getting past that to do the next invite though. Like if they didn't respond, are you pestering or I struggle with that.
Again, because I am where I am now and I've learned so much through this business about boundaries, you know what? If they have not told me they're not interested, I'm going to assume that they're busy, and I'm going to keep inviting them from the heart because I want them to hear something. And you know what? If they don't want to know it, it's on them to tell me, which is a big step. But really, you know, once they tell me they're not interested, okay, fine. But until you do, you know, until you're honest, I'll keep inviting. So.
Great job, Amanda. I was just thinking as well, on this point, what I generally do is once I've invited and someone has said no, they actually respond. I say, may I keep you on my invitation list? And almost everyone has said yes. So what you've said about the reframing is absolutely right. It's very important to remember that people have got lives, they've got other stuff that's going on, and they don't necessarily tell you what's going on. But keep them on that list and keep on dripping, and eventually they might come around and be available at the same time as your event is open.
Absolutely. Thank you, Janet. That's a really important thing that I missed in this presentation. That's a great question. If somebody says, no, I'm not available, asking that question, that permission, can I keep you on my list? Because yes, so often they say, you know what, I'm so sorry I'm busy, but keep inviting me. So.
You know, there are so many good cliches in this business, and probably the most important one is the fortune is in the follow-up. And you just showed statistically, I'm sure those statistics are probably spot on, that, you know, that's where most people fall down. They're not well organized very often, and so they let people slip through the cracks and they don't do the follow-up.
Absolutely. It's either not in the organization or it's in that self-talk of, you know what, they're not interested. They said no.
In fact, a statistic I remember from years back was that follow-up does not make 10% of the difference of your results. It makes 90% of the difference in the results of your business.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yep. Anybody else? Don't be shy.
Well, just Garth can actually speak to this as well. We were hoping to get our new distributors on tonight to be able to invite them. But we've been, or rather Garth has been talking to them for a good 4 years. And they spent an evening with us here. They're from Utah, Rian and Debbie, and they are South Africans. We've been talking to them for a long, long time and just kept dripping, and they brought it up when they were with us, and they became distributors over this weekend.
Yay!
Congratulations. Awesome.
Awesome.
Good. All right. Well, I think that the message here really is also, you know, the bottom line is that you are not in this business alone. It's not all about you. You do not have to have all the answers. Use the tools, and certainly events are a particularly powerful tool. And even if you don't live in a large city where there are big events going on, as Amanda explained, these sand events, I love that analogy, Amanda. I've never heard that before. But, you know, the in-home events, the world is getting smaller. And I know at the beginning I mentioned Tricia Jameson up in Spokane being in top place, leading the leaderboard together with Garth. Her sponsor is in Flagstaff, Arizona. So it doesn't matter where you are. Plug into these events, and a lot of them you don't even need to leave the comfort of your own home. All right. Well, thank you, Amanda. Awesome job. Thank you so much. I know you put a lot of time into preparing for that, and I think there's a lot of valuable information there for many people, both those who have been with us for a while and also the newbies too. So, as I said, next Monday is Christmas Day. We will not be having a Team Eagle Zoom, and the following Monday is New Year's Day. So again, we're going to skip that one. I think we're all going to be enjoying family time and maybe parties and so on. So we look forward to seeing everybody again in, 3 weeks' time on January the 8th, Monday evening, January the 8th. I have not run this by my husband yet, but I am making an executive decision here. And it has just come to me also that I think our very first Zoom in January should be goal setting. I mean, what better topic to kick off the new year? So I think this series over the last couple of months has been very successful. We're very grateful to all of you who have participated in these, especially those of you who have been training. And I think you can judge by the numbers who are joining these calls now compared with a few months ago that they are very worthwhile. They are very much appreciated. So I think we're going to continue this format. And so starting on January the 8th, as I said, kicking off with goal setting. I'm excited to see what people have to share. So having said that, we wish you all a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah. Enjoy your holiday time with family and friends. Our best wishes for the new year, and we will be talking to you soon. God bless everybody. Good night.
Merry Christmas.
Good night.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Yes.